everyone. So this weekend is actually a double race weekend, so I'm racing 5k twice. The first time is today, because there is Ironman this weekend in Warsaw. They always organize a support race, so I'm doing that. And because the race starts at 11 p.m, I don't really want to push it today, and I'm just gonna use it as a training session, and I'm gonna talk about it more later on, because a lot has been happening in the past 4 weeks, I think. And on Sunday there is a fast 5k in another part of Warsaw, so the course there is much faster, and the race starts at like 11 a.m. or something like that, so in a perfect time. And I decided that I will be pushing the next race only, because obviously if I'm gonna push today, then it's going to negatively impact my race on Sunday. So now I'm going to get my beep, and once I get this, I'm gonna talk more about what has been happening in the past couple of weeks, and why my hope is not the highest, to say the least, for the upcoming 2 races. If that's the queue, it's terrible. So it seems that everyone decided to get their beeps in the first opening hours of the check-in, so it's like 1.5 or 2 hours of waiting now. But the lady at the information desk told me that the Ironman is actually getting their beeps up until the 8 p.m. So afterwards it would be much less people waiting in the queue. So I guess I'm gonna come back then, because waiting 2 hours now is just pointless. But now let's go back and maybe just talk about more on what has been happening in the past few weeks. As you have seen, the queue was just crazy, and I decided that I will take my beep later on today, maybe something around 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. The good news is that I'm living like 15 minutes from the race start and from the race expo. So now just to talk about those past few weeks. I've been sick once again, and it's my 4th time this year, and by far it was the longest, let's say, sickness that I had. Maybe not, it wasn't the most severe, but I wasn't able to put in the intensity and amount of training that I actually wanted to. So it was not ideal, and I definitely am not kind of prepared the way that I wanted to towards this weekend. So the plan is that today I'm gonna try to run like a threshold race, and I would prefer not to go, above my threshold heart rate. So finishing around 20, 21 or 22 minutes probably is most likely. And on Sunday I'm going to try to run a race to my fullest and see where's my kind of readiness towards 5k. If it's going to be anything similar to the last time that I raced 5k, which is like 19 minutes, I would be more than happy. And this will give me kind of a lot of confidence that I can get back into training in June, in July, and prepare for those next 5k races that are going to happen probably in the middle of the summer. And probably I'm gonna, I still want to do my first park run, and this probably will happen in June if everything goes right. And I'm kind of nervous that my foot is going to just not work properly, that my performance is going to be just terrible. But even if I'm not sick, I'm feeling that way. So Let's see how today goes. It's going to be night race, so I'm not sure how the footage will look like, but yeah, let's see. Last year I managed to be 7th, and there aren't a lot of participants on this race. It's like 700 people, so it's nice and cozy and pretty fast because it's only 5k. The bad news is that it starts at 11 p.m. So I remember that last year when I finished it, I just couldn't get to sleep because I was just pumped after the race, and it took me a couple of hours to get sleeping. So I'm just coming back from the race expo. I'm with the beep and with headlamp, and yeah, being honest, the weather seems like it will be thunderstorm in an hour or two, so just when the race starts, so that's going to be interesting, but yeah, maybe not. Let's see how our luck goes. There was actually a large queue in front for at least an hour of waiting, so I was kind of worried that I will have to wait that long, but apparently there was the second queue for the 5k race and there were only 2 people there waiting, so I basically got my beep immediately, so that's nice. But anyone who is going to do the Ironman, it's a lot of waiting for the check-in, and if anyone is doing the Ironman, it's a lot of waiting. So now it's 8:30 and I'm going to change to my racing kit and slowly start stressing about the race that I shouldn't stress about. That's pretty much it. So it has started to rain, which is fun. It's 20 minutes past 10, so the race is going to start in like 40 minutes. I will just do like a 3k warm-up with dynamic stretches, just the usual drill, and then I'm going to wait on the start, trying to be somewhere in the first half or in the front, because there are no zones, so I don't want to overtake a lot of people, because that's a waste. And there were actually a lot of people waiting in the queue to get the beeps, so I'm thinking that maybe not all of them will be able to do that before the race start, but hopefully they will manage to do so. So let's start the warm-up. I just finished my warm-up, so let's get to the start line.
15 minutes to start. 15 minut. Rekord frekwencji. Jeśli chodzi o 15 sekund. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wystartował największy w historii Ironmanu
So, do you remember when I told you that I want to take it easy today and maybe not to push to the max? Well, that didn't happen. So, in the beginning there was like a lot of slow runs because there aren't any zones here. I think I mentioned that. And yeah, I started overtaking them, and you know the race begins with a hill. So so then I kind of caught up with a guy that I think he was running 350 pace. So I stuck with him till I think the 4th K. And yeah, but it was a little too fast. My heart rate was already like above the limit that I wanted to run. But when it's race, it's like you know, you can't really stop yourself from pushing, at least me. So yeah, I think the overall time was like 19 minutes and 10 or 15 seconds. So that was kind of the similar pace and that I had, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not sure if my legs are going to be rested for the Sunday race, so let's see how that goes. But yeah, it was fun. At the end, there were a lot of lasers, so I hope that my camera is still alive. And yeah, that was a good race, but definitely not within the targets that I wanted to run it in. And that's it. It's like almost midnight, or 11:30. So before, you know, I get home, I take a wash and maybe have something to eat. Probably it's going to be like 1 at night. So tomorrow is going to be, I think, a rest day, or maybe a small recovery. Let's see how that goes. So that's all for today, and thank you for watching. So hopefully I will also post another video like on Monday or on Tuesday after the Sunday race. So tune in for that. Subscribe, please, and have a good night. Bye bye.